Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to the 5 Keys to Effortless Weight Loss webinar. This is Beth Schupanitz of Inspiring Health. I am your host today, and I want to welcome you for taking a first step to learn more about how you can maintain your weight loss in a healthy state. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I have to tell you, I am a recovering sugar addict myself, and I am someone who has been able to maintain my weight by eating high-quality foods in a certain way and doing certain things in my life that have reduced my stress, improved sleep, and improved my sugar addiction. And I've been able to heal myself with all real whole foods, supplementation, and some other modalities. So I'm here to share some of that with you today, and I'm really excited to help you attain your health goals and help you further that journey. So welcome, and thank you for joining me. So enjoying life is really, if we didn't have health, it would be very difficult to enjoy life. And I always ask my question to myself is, if I didn't have health, what would I have? What would my life be like? And we know that not only do persons, with better health survive longer, have better quality relationships, disabilities and illness is postponed in life, and they actually live a richer, more full life. That's been proven. And the sad state of America and what we're dealing with today is pretty overwhelming if you look at the stats. I mean, 68.8% of American adults are overweight today. And that equates out to about 2/3 of the population being overweight, let alone 35% of Americans are obese. And when you look at the child population in the weight loss category or the overweight category, 31% of our children are overweight, with 16% of them being obese. This is a sad state of affairs, and it very much saddens me because with a little bit of education and knowledge, we can change this. We have the power to do so. The scientific proofs, our truths, really are showing us that our cells are genetically programmed to function properly for 120 years when fed the right types of food. And health is 100% cell function, or we're trying to keep balance in our cells, that homeostasis, not just feeling good. And the greatest lie ever told is that the absence of symptoms is health. Let me rephrase that again. The absence of symptoms is health. That's the greatest lie ever told, because the truth is that we need to do daily preventative measures, daily preventative tasks, things each and every day to continue to have good health and to maintain cell function and homeostasis in our body. Epigenetics has proven that only 10% of how we are as far as our health is related back to our genetics or our gene expression, and that we have the power to turn a gene expression on or off. For example, if we have diabetes or cardiovascular disease in our family genetics, we actually can turn that off, that gene off, or we can turn it on by our lifestyle alone. We have the power to do something about our health every single day. So are you like some of the people out there? I know that I was at one point really down on myself, and my self-image or my self-talk was hard to get a handle on. And some of the things that I have listed on the screen here may sound familiar to you. I'm doing everything right and still can't lose weight. I hear a lot of these things from my clients, and that's where I got this list from. I feel hopeless and depressed. Not only do I look old, but I feel old. And remember, thoughts are things. And so weight loss is not only just about our physical being and what we put in our mouth, or calories in, calories out, or I need to work out more in the gym. It's really about our self-image, our self-talk, our thoughts, our words that we use. Here's another one that is really saddening to me and it weighs heavy on my heart, is that women will say, go out, with a question mark. I don't want to go out. I don't want people to see me like this. I don't want to buy new clothes because what's the point? I just don't feel valuable enough because I am overweight. I'm never going to look good again. This is so out of control. How much bigger am I going to get? When we say things like that to our body, our subconscious doesn't know the difference between real or imagine. So when we say things to ourselves like, how big will I get, our body says, or our subconscious brain says, well, let's see how big we can get. So our self-talk and our self-care and loving ourselves is so important, and it is a key component in helping us maintain a healthy weight and lose some of the weight that we want to get. And don't ask what's wrong with you, because nothing's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. We need to show self-love and get the support that you need to help you. And I know that one of the things that my clients say after working with me is that the support and the accountability and the touching base and talking through some of these things was such a valuable point on why they were able to get through this. So you too can get through whatever you're dealing with when it is regarding to your weight. Well, and other things in your life as well. So 5 keys to weight loss. Permanent weight loss is achieved by looking at the root cause of weight gain. So we talked a little bit about number 5, your self-image, your self-talk. But the 3 real key ones physically is inflammation in the body, toxicity, deficiency, and sleep helps us repair ourselves, repairs our body, and gives us rest. These 5 things are really 5 keys that we have to look at in depth, and that's what we're going to do so here. So inflammation is huge. It is the root cause to all diseases. It's a silent killer. And even Time magazine has talked about it. But inflammation is something that we all got to be working on. We don't have cholesterol issues. We have inflammation issues. We don't have pain issues. We have inflammation issues. And scientists and researchers have stated that inflammation contributes to every chronic disease in our society. Inflammation has been linked to new millennium diseases such as ADD, ADHD, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, allergies, asthma, weight gain, obesity, depression, and chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke. Kind of get the theme here? Any of it sound familiar to you? If it does, inflammation is the root cause of that. What causes inflammation, you ask? Well, mainly we got to start with our foods and what we're putting in our mouth. Bad fats. There's a lot of bad fats. There's good fats. I'm here to tell you, yes, there are good fats, and you can eat high-quality fats. We'll talk about that in a minute. But bad fats are very damaging to our body. Sugar and processed food-like substances that I tell people, you got to really be careful of those. Toxicity causes inflammation, and so does stress. How many of you people have all of those things in there? So what are bad fats? Well, bad fats are hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils, cottonseed oil, soybean oil, vegetable oils, trans fats like margarines or synthetic butters, rancid oils, corn oil, canola oil, or those simply labeled vegetable oils. They're basically found in every bread, cracker, cookie, boxed item out there. You got to stay away from those rancid bad fats. And also the bad fats found in grain-fed meat. Cows were designed by God to eat grass. What do most cows get in conventional growing areas is grains and corn, and those make our cows have a very, very bad saturated fat. It lowers the omega-3 fats, which are the good fats, and it raises the omega-6 fats, which are the bad fats, the inflammatory fats. So get that in your brain, that cows should eat grass, and therefore you should be eating 100% grass-fed meats. Bad fats cause inflammation in hormones, and hurting the cellular wall, the arterial walls, and it decreases our nerve conduction and it causes cellular congestion. All of these are some pretty big things. Let's explain a little bit further what those are. So decreased nerve conduction is that fat in and around our nerve cells determines how our brain is going to develop and how it's going to function. Did you know that your brain continues to grow as we age? It's the one area that we can continue to exercise over and over, and it will continue to grow. Memory is affected greatly by good fats. Mood and emotions and hormones, our cognition and learning, all of these can go downhill when we don't have good fats in our cells. And cellular congestion, when our cells get congested, it's almost like there's a lot of algae in a lake. When there's a lot of weeds and a lot of algae in the lake, it's congested. It's hard to drive a boat through it. But in the early spring of a lake, and there's very few weeds and there's not a bunch of algae, the lake is clear and our boat can get in and out of the water all over the place. That's like our cells. Our cells get gumped up with weeds and algae from eating bad foods, inflammation, toxicity, all of those things. We need good quality cell function because we have receptors on our cells that take in nutrients into our cells and gets toxicity out. So cellular congestion is really important. So the 5 steps to clean up our cells and or to lose weight, we want to remove the toxins and cleanse our body and cleanse our cells. We want to practice a cellular healing plan. This is a way of eating that I teach all my clients on how to do, and I walk them through this process. It's not difficult, and you're not hungry on it, which is great. But the cellular healing plan is a way to clean off the cell receptors, clean up our cells, and actually promote cell health growth. Because if you don't fix the cell, you won't get well, bottom line. 5 steps to losing weight. Also, we need some supplementation to heal our gut, to keep our cell walls clean. There's many different areas that we could look at that. We're not going to go into huge detail there. High-intensity training, such as movement exercise training, or in other ways it's called burst training, and stress management. These 5 areas are areas that I work with my clients on a one-on-one basis to really get that infused into your lifestyle and learning how to do these things in a proper way to properly support your system and your cellular growth. So why cleanse? Well, toxicity is a major reason why many Americans can't lose weight, bottom line, period. Many other health conditions such as fatigue, joint discomfort, digestive issues, hormonal imbalances, and even brain fog can be linked to excessive toxicity. Certain toxics are stored in our fat cells, bottom line, and they get gumped up from that cellular congestion and we can't get it out. And according to a health expert, Dr. Daniel Pompa, who's brilliant at teaching all of this, true cleansing starts at a cellular level. So what are the key steps to cleaning out our cells? Well, we have to have proper hydration, and that's not just about drinking more water. There's other things that need to work with that, although drinking water is very good. We need to remove inflammatory foods. Do you know what foods are inflammatory or not? That's something else to look at. Balancing our intestinal flora, because 2/3 of our immune system is in our gut. And if our gut's not working properly, guess what? The rest of our system isn't either. And a lot of us have leaky gut syndromes going on, and that's another reason why we have toxicity in our system. Balancing out and controlling our blood sugar levels. When we do that, we're controlling many different domino effect of hormones in our system. And sweating and daily movement helps us cleanse and clear us out. So really important to have these things in place. So the whole food cellular healing plan, which is a way that I teach people how to eat. And everybody's different and unique, so I may adapt it one way or another for a client. And some people need to do it in a higher level than others, and it's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing, but I want you to be aware that we are eating whole, real, God-given foods. We replace bad fats with good fats. We crowd out the sugar and the grains, and we eat high-quality organic proteins. We do this in certain ratios for certain people, and then there are a few other things that we're going to tweak depending on that individual and what they're going through and what their health goals are. But the cellular healing plan is eating whole, real, God-given foods. There's no magic potions or anything like that. In fact, some of you have probably heard of Gary Taubes. He's been all over the media in the last couple of years, and he wrote a book called Why We Get Fat. Why we get fat. You don't lose fat because you cut calories. You lose fat because you cut out the foods that make you fat, which is really linking it to carbohydrates. So whole food supplements are also necessary in this process of cleansing. Why? Because our foods are so depleted. The crops aren't being properly rotated. The soils are depleted, a lot of nutrients. They take out nutrients and they only put a few back in. Our digestion is being affected by that. So a lot of what we are taking in, our body is not breaking down and assimilating. We overcook it, we overpackage, we overstorage, we eliminate certain foods that we should be having. We have a high stress lifestyle, and we overuse antibiotics and medications that damage our gut, so we're not assimilating our foods again. And we just are out of balance as a society as a whole. The Americans are that way. And supplementation, it's one thing to take out a food that may be damaging or that we're intolerant to or sensitive to, but it's another thing that you have to do to take it a step further is we got to heal the gut. And that's where supplementation is huge. And when you heal the gut, you start to lose weight because it will also help with cellular cleansing. So why should we take a supplement? Well, because the American Medical Association has even stated that all people should supplement their diet because we're just not getting enough of the nutrients that we need from diet alone. Bottom line, they've stated that. And I can't go into all great detail on what supplements to take on this here webinar. I'm just giving you a few things that will really definitely help support you. You know, burst training is the other thing that we talked about. High intensity and short duration of exercise is what we call burst training or interval training. Some people have heard it that way. It's fat burning and it increases your lean muscle mass. You don't have to be in the gym for an hour and a half every single day in order to lose weight or get better results with your weight loss. The thing is that they have found that with burst training, high intensity and short duration, our fat burning and lean muscle gain is much greater. We'll burn up to 36 hours after our workout, burning fat. And you'll really only need about 20 minutes 3 times a day of simple yet effective high-intensity, short duration. Short duration's like 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you'll have a 45-second to a minute rest. And that's something that I work with some of my clients on as well. And daily stress management and self-care is huge, hugely important. I can't stress that enough, especially as I age and start getting into the menopausal years. I really understand that daily stress management and self-care is super important to keep my body calm and more in the balance and rhythm of life the way that it should be. You really need to schedule in your self-care habits daily. Ways to de-stress are different for everybody. You know, some of the ways to de-stress might be taking a walk, reading a book, exercising, getting out in nature, calling a friend, getting a massage, a pedicure, you know, taking a hot bath, having a hot cup of tea. I mean, there's so many different things that can take place. But having that time to yourself on a minimum basis of 10 minutes, whatever it may be, you know, doing yoga poses, get in meditation, write in your grateful journal, your gratitude journal. There's all sorts of things, but it has been proven science that when we take that time, we are lowering our stress and getting more calm. Breath work is huge in this area as well. So many things we could elaborate on. So I think you have an idea of some of the things that we've been talking about that really help you with effortless weight loss. And there's really decreasing the inflammation, decreasing your toxicity, having cellular health. All of these things work really well. I've put together a program that will put these things in practice that we're talking about. How do you eat so you can have cellular healing and not have cellular congestion? How do you reduce your inflammation? How do you burn fat more effectively? How do we reduce our stress and improve our self-care? All of those principles come together. And what I have done is I've put together a 7-day easy sugar and whole food cleanse that gives you all the meal plans, all the recipes, the shopping list, and daily accountability. I also give you instructions for a prep day so you can set up your whole week. And this program is designed to help you burn fat and reduce inflammation. And when you follow this program, you're going to be following a program that some of the results that people have gotten, that in 7 days I've had people lose up to 12 pounds. Some people have only lost 3 pounds. Everybody's different, and you can't compare men and women. But the average has been between about 5 to 7 pounds in 1 week of eating this meal plan. This meal plan has been proven and effective, and it's not just me talking about some of these ways of eating. Gary Taubes talks about it, Dr. Daniel Pompa, Dr. Mercola. There's several people that are teaching and educating people about this way of eating. And I've put it together in a very simple and concise program that you can do this in 7 days. You get support from me for over 10. There is 3 pre-recorded calls that you get the ins and outs, the real deep details, and we get to dig a little bit deeper into how the body works and what you need to do to prepare and to eat and live this way for the rest of your life. The 7-day sugar and whole food cleanse is really teaching you how to eat for the rest of your life. You won't be hungry on this plan, and it's not difficult. It's really quite simple. I've done all the work for you. If you go to easysugarcleanse.com, you'll see frequently asked questions on there. You'll see some of the testimonials of people that have done the plan and had great success with it. But it's really simple. It's really effective. It's a virtual program, and I give you step-by-step instructions. So the main result that you're getting is that you're going to burn fat. You're going to reduce inflammation. You're going to clean up the cellular congestion going on. You're going to start that process. Obviously, you're not going to accomplish all of your health goals in 7 days, but you are going to see results in 7 days. And if you choose to continue on, people get amazing results after that. You know, and when you remove sugar and everything that turns to sugar, you know, most Americans really eat a very high carbohydrate diet, which is AKA high sugar. We average of about 300 grams per day. Hence, me being the past sugar addict that I was eating a ton of sugar and a lot of foods that turn to sugar. And as our carb intake has increased, really our waistlines have increased as well. And did you know that the bigger your waistline is, the smaller your brain becomes? Our brains actually shrink as we gain weight. So when carbohydrates are consumed, including whole healthy grains, the body converts them into glucose for energy. So that's really sugar. But the body can actually survive and thrive with very few carbohydrates. And I'm going to teach you how to add in better high-quality proteins and fats and what carbohydrates you can use that actually love your body back and give you back a lifestyle that's lasting, that has you feel better, energetic, and allows you to lose the weight and gain the energy and your freedom back. And the foods are delicious, which is a huge bonus. I couldn't put out a program unless the recipes were really good. One thing that I'm going to do is that this course normally runs $197 because when you do the program, it's done all virtually now, and it's sent to you through email, and you can download all the forms, the recipes, the shopping list, the meal plan, the instructions, your action guide, everything. You also get those 3 pre-recorded calls. I'm also giving you a 30-minute one-on-one phone consult with me once you've completed it. That's normally $197. I'm giving it out for $77, which includes that one-on-one session. Plus, as a free bonus for being on the webinar and for your time today, I'm giving you my free The Healing Powers of Soup ebook. It's a PDF download, but it has 26 delicious and fabulous, simple, gluten-free recipes. And since they're all soups, and since it's the fall season, what better time than to have great soup recipes that you can have. That's my free gift to you for coming on the webinar and hearing it and listening to it. I appreciate your time. So if you get this, the 7-Day Sugar Cleanse, I will give you this free Healing Powers of Soup ebook. So what do we know so far? What we know is that the keys to effortless weight loss is that we get to eat real foods like healthy fats. And reducing our inflammation will support our cell communication. Sugar and processed foods keep us fat and unable to lose weight. Unable to lose weight when we eat processed foods. Balancing out our blood sugar levels will support our hormones and allow us to release fat. And I don't know about you, but during this time of my life, I'm excited about that one. It's totally been helping me out. And there's a helpful solution with the 7-Day Sugar and Whole Food Cleanse. I'd love to partner with you and help you attain your healthy goals. You can find me at inspiringhealthsolutions.com. If you want to take a look at the cleanse, you can go to easysugarcleanse.com, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. You can email me at beth@inspiringhealthsolutions.com. I'm going to leave you with one thing. Remember, if you don't make time for wellness, you'll be forced to make time for illness. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate you. I love you. I want you to have the best life ever. Go after it and get it. Have a great night. Bye-bye.